And then but if you're like, this is a big problem I had early on when I was like in my early 20s, was trying to do 3 businesses at once, thinking that I had time in between, like thinking that like, okay, I got this marketing client, I shot their ad, I have 2 days, and I'm going to edit it on Thursday. So in between these 2 days, I'm going to work on this other thing that makes me like another $2,000 over here with a different client or a different business, or like I was basically starting my first software company. And so it's like in my mind, I was like, okay, everything's timed out, but really there always is something to work on that one thing. So that's just a problem I faced. And so it took me a while to learn that. But
yeah, makes sense.
You guys, it does seem to make sense to make your own influencer tracking software though, because that would help you scale.
Yeah, part of our scaling process has been building out these internal tools.
Interesting. What do you like? Do you feel a pressure to build a big business? Like you had the idea. You said that like you felt like imposter syndrome, which is very normal. But like, do you feel the pressure like you need to be the next Steve Jobs or something because you're so successful at a young age, or do you just not even think about that?
I think that people think that that's something where it's extremely hard to achieve, that it's almost unattainable, that even people looking at me and seeing how successful I am right now, they still can't imagine that I would turn into someone like Steve Jobs, just based on what I've seen. And I have very strong belief in myself. I always have, and I think that's been a key factor in everything I've done. I've just so strongly believed in myself. And I've also been a believer that anyone can also achieve it. That anyone, if they just look in the right places, or if they look long enough, they'll find the right places. And then they will start moving in the right direction, eventually achieve what they want, if they actually try. And I think that if I want to make it happen, I will be able to. I do fear that after Cal AI, or after attaining financial freedom, whatever the stepping stone is, that I get complacent and that I no longer have the burning desire. Right now, it's a massive fire under me that wants me to keep going and keep growing, going bigger and bigger to achieve the global impact. But it is something I've seen in other people, that they've had a ton of potential and then they've settled down because they are now living an amazing life. Like, why get into all the shit that Elon Musk gets into, like legally and just day to day, all the fires he has to put out and all the hate that he gets being such a public figure, like when you could just live a nice life, go travel a lot, always be on vacation, and not really worry.
But you worry about that happening, or you actually question the path?
Honestly, I don't think that would happen to myself.
Yeah,
Just
me neither.
how I've been my entire life, I don't see it happening.
Where do you get that self-belief from? Do you know?
I don't know, to be honest.
Your
I'm
mom?
not sure.
Is your mom supportive?
I've watched a lot of movies. My mom is supportive. I don't know if there's one place. I think actually maybe something is that I love to prove people wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. When I do something that someone says I wasn't capable of doing, that's one of the best feelings I get. And at a young age, I kind of expressed my desire to be the next Steve Jobs or Mark Zuckerberg, to build the next social platform, social network. And people would tell me how it's a dream that's unattainable, I couldn't do it. And I think maybe it's still something subconscious that I want to prove these people wrong that told me this when I was like 6 years old. What I want to really say and leave with the viewers on this podcast is that I think that your age should really not hold you back. I'm 17. I've done a lot. Everyone's told me when I got started, like, you're too young to be getting into entrepreneurship. You should wait until taking business courses in school. And I didn't listen to them. And I'm very grateful